Hi, and welcome to Ask Angry, where you ask me questions about life, love, relationships, dating, motorcycles, whatever, and me, a licensed therapist. Yes, I am licensed, and I think no one believes me, so I actually brought, this is my undergrad. I did go to Cal State Northridge, but it's still a university. Boom. Masters, and there it is. A little bit of spaghetti sauce on it, but my license to be a therapist slash life coach. Questions about anything you want, and I will do my best to answer them. I call myself the angry therapist because it's my way of saying that a therapist is also human, that we have feelings, we go through our own shit, and it's okay to be angry. It's my way of saying that I'm human.
Sweet.
Hi, John, and all those seeking therapy would love your take on the topic of men, porn, and strip clubs. In short, I just ended a very important and significant relationship only a few months in as a result of being lied to. Eventually, he admitted to frequenting on 3 occasions while we were together strip clubs. I knew of the porn interest slash dependency slash addiction, yet was told the strip club thing was a thing of the past. However, when all was revealed, it was a present problem. One, I was unable to jump over. Since ending it, I've been struggling to move on, and although I've cut all ties, contact, connection, I'm still in a world of pain. So any insight you can throw my way, I'd be so grateful. My first question is, you mentioned him being a sex addict. If he really is struggling with a sex addiction, the question is, what is he doing to recover, right? Now, the thing about sex addiction, I get it. We can slap that on or hide behind it to excuse behavior. But if he really is a recovering sex addict, then what is he doing to, recover from that addiction? If he's doing nothing, then that's where he's at, and that's difficult. And I know you already left, but that would be kind of my decision is, what is he doing to recover from his addiction? Okay? If the answer is nothing, again, then there's nothing that you can do. I've worked with addicts for a very long time. They have to lose something, whether it's a relationship or a wife or kids or custody, something for them to hit rock bottom to really look at their addiction and accept it and want to recover. Most addicts are in denial until they lose something very important to them. And hopefully, for him, it's you, and that's gonna set him on a path of reflection and really wanting to change his behavior. If you're just saying he's a sex addict, but he's really not a sex addict, then that's a different story. Then it's about lying and breaking trust and all of that stuff. I think maybe you dodged a bullet if 3 months in he's doing this and you guys actually have talked about it and he's repeating that behavior. Now the second piece of the question is, what do you do now? So I would stamp this as an expired relationship if you have already accepted that this is not for you, this person is not for you. I don't want to judge how difficult it is, but it's only been a few months, so it's not like, I don't want to minimize that, but it's not a 10-year relationship. It doesn't seem like you guys are living together. It's not a marriage, so it's not as complicated. I think that you have to first cut the cord. Don't follow him on social media. If you've made the decision to move on, then you really have to move on. Unless you're kidding yourself and you're thinking about it and you're on the fence. And if that's the case, that's another conversation. But if you decide to move on, stamp this as an expired relationship. And what I mean by expired is the relationship was only meant to last as long as it was meant to last, not a day more or a day less. And I think the focus now is to learn from this collision, from this relationship, the good and the bad, examine the black box, not live there, but just kind of examine it, take the learning, invest it back into you, right? And so I think for a few months, or you determine the length, but instead of swiping or jumping into something else or dating again, I would really spend some time in reflecting and investing into you, right? Kind of realigning yourself, reboot before you get back out into the dating world. So since this has only been a few months, I don't think you need to, quote unquote, date yourself for a long time if you feel that you want to, pursue a different relationship or explore or date. But I do think, because a lot of people jump from one lily pad to another lily pad, and they're always jumping from relationship to relationship or dating someone new, and they are skipping out on that step, which I think is the most important step. After an expired relationship, there's the richest soil to grow, right? And if you get into something else very fast, you're going to lose that opportunity. So use this opportunity to grow, to reflect, ask yourself what you want, what you don't want in your next relationship. This is also a great chance to set some non-negotiables. I don't know if you have any, but what are you willing and not willing to negotiate about yourself, right? About relationships, etc. And here's another question to ask. What did you learn about yourself from this experience, right? What did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about love? What do you want to change about yourself? Always bring it back to you. And know that when you do that, whoever deserves to love you, you're only bringing more to the table, right? So because of this experience, you're only going to bring a better version of you into the next experience. Someone once told me she was very angry because the relationship was expired. She was very angry that whoever was going to date me next was going to get a better version of me, right? Like she was the stepping stone. And that's just how the dating process is. Through our relationships, whether it's 3 months or 3 years, we learn a lot about ourselves and about love and about how to hold space for other people. And if you decide to look at it and lean into it and use that as a getting on your growth journey, then you're always going to evolve and be better, more whole, more complete, a better version of you in your next relationship. And that's something to be excited about. Please make comments below. What's important to me is that we create a dialogue. I think that's the value. It's not about me having answers because, to be honest with you, I do not have all the answers. And anyone that thinks they do, they don't. So what's important is that we create a dialogue to spark conversations, revelations, and get different perspectives. So please comment below and email me your question at theangrytherapist@gmail.com.